In the face of storms, floods, and the ever-rising seas, nature has its own defenders, silent, resilient, guardians of our coasts, mangroves. These forests stand between life and disaster, but how long will they last? Welcome to the hidden world of mangroves. Beyond their tangled roots and dense canopies lies a thriving world, full of life and beauty. But like many natural wonders, mangroves are now at a crossroads. This is their story, the story of survival and perhaps of extinction. Mangroves are one of nature's most extraordinary defenses. They grow along coastlines in over 123 countries, creating a protective shield between the land and the sea. These forests act as natural barriers, absorbing the shock of storm surges, protecting communities and preventing coastal erosion. With their unique, intertwining root systems, mangroves are specifically adapted to survive in salty waters. These roots stabilize the soil and prevent the coast from being washed away. During powerful storms, mangroves can reduce wave energy by up to 75%. They are not just protecting nature, they are saving lives and homes from destruction. But mangroves are not just barriers. They are the beating heart of entire ecosystems. Below the surface, their roots create a safe haven for countless species. Small fish, crabs, shrimp, and mollusks call these roots home. These underwater nurseries are essential for many species of fish that later venture into deeper waters. Without mangroves, many fish populations, vital to coastal economies and ecosystems, would collapse. Above water, mangroves provide homes for a rich diversity of wildlife. Birds use the branches as nesting sites, while mammals like monkeys and reptiles make their homes among the dense foliage. Some of the most unique and endangered species rely on these forests for survival. In Southeast Asia, for instance, mangroves shelter rare birds and mammals found nowhere else on Earth. Despite their critical role, mangroves are disappearing. In the last 50 years, we have lost over half of the world's mangrove forests. The reasons? Coastal development, shrimp farming, deforestation, and pollution. In many regions, mangroves are cleared to make way for aquaculture, agriculture, or urban expansion. But as we destroy these forests, we're also erasing the natural protection they provide. Mangroves are disappearing faster than most tropical forests. Every year we lose more mangroves, which contributes to increased coastal flooding and erosion, and threatens the survival of the species that depend on them. As the sea levels rise and storms grow more intense due to climate change, the loss of mangroves puts entire coastal communities in jeopardy. But there is hope. Across the world, local communities, scientists, and conservationists are working to protect and restore mangrove forests. From the coastlines of Southeast Asia to the Caribbean, efforts to replant and conserve mangroves are gaining momentum. Indonesia, home to some of the largest mangrove forests in the world, has become a key player in mangrove restoration. Over the past decade, hundreds of hectares have been replanted, with communities leading the charge. Mangroves are also one of the world's most effective tools in the fight against climate change. These forests can store up to 10 times more carbon per hectare than tropical rainforests, locking it away in their soils for centuries. By preserving mangroves, we are not only protecting biodiversity and coastal communities, we are also helping to reduce global carbon emissions. But the work to save mangroves isn't limited to scientists or governments. Everyone can play a part in this global effort. From planting trees to reducing coastal pollution, small actions can make a big difference. You can support organizations that are dedicated to restoring mangroves, volunteer in local conservation projects, or simply reduce your use of single-use plastics that often end up in the ocean. Education is also key. By teaching the next generation about the importance of mangroves, we can ensure that these forests remain protected for years to come. Mangroves have protected our shores for centuries. Now, it's our turn to protect them. If we act now, we can preserve these incredible ecosystems for future generations. The question is, will we answer the call